everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Halloween tutorial inspired by drag queens. In no way, shape, or form am I making fun of drag queens because honestly, you guys, drag queens slay. But I'll have a video linked on how I learned how to complete this drag queen makeup. This was my first time doing drag queen makeup, and honestly, you guys, it's pretty hard, not gonna lie. Throughout the video, you'll see how difficult it can be. But yeah, I hope you guys like my drag queen inspired Halloween makeup. And yeah, without no further ado, let's just jump right into today's video. Okay, I will have a video linked down below of how I learned how to block out my eyebrows. Also, I already have a full coverage foundation on. Drag queens tend to have a very highlighted effect, so I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Warm Honey and applying a generous amount underneath my eyes and blending it out with my damp Real Technique complexion sponge. To have those high chiseled out cheekbones, you want to go above where your hollows of your cheek is and apply a dark concealer or foundation, whatever you have. And I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and then you're going to want to blend it out with a damp sponge. Also, to give the illusion of a smaller forehead, I'm going to be drawing a line across the top and the sides and blending it out. To have a more prominent jawline, you're going to want to bring it above pretty much and create that line and blend it down, leaving a harsh line on the top to give the effect of having a sharper jawline. For that pinched nose effect, I'm going to be taking the same LA Girl Pro Conceal and drawing the lines pretty close together, and then pinching the tip of my nose so then it could have like that upturned look. And then I'm using my Real Technique complexion sponge and blending everything out and leaving it quite harsh. Now I'm going to be taking the Warm Honey shade and highlighting the bridge of my nose to give that clean, crisp effect. Now I'm just going to go in with my ABH Contour Kit and the contour shades, and I'm just going to be setting pretty much everywhere where I contoured. So my jawline, my forehead, my cheekbones, and I'm just going to be making it even more deeper. Now that I didn't set the under eye, I'm going to be taking a generous amount of my Cody Airspun translucent powder and the Real Technique complexion sponge, and I'm just going to be dabbing that underneath the eye. I'm doing the baking method, that way everything is nice and set. Now I want to make my contour even more defined. So I'm dragging the Cody Airspun translucent powder from the outer portion of where my ear is to the inner corners of my lips. I also wanted to make the jawline illusion even more sharper, so I just went above it with the translucent powder again, that way it could be sharper. Next, I'm going to go in and define my nose bridge a little bit more. So I'm taking the ABH Contour Kit and I'm just defining where I had those two cream contour lines. Now for the eyelids, I'm taking a Jordana lip liner. You can take an eyeliner or a lip liner or whatever, and you're just going to want to trace where the nose contour is all the way to where I created that line with translucent powder. This is going to give the effect of the outline of where my eyelid is going to start. Don't worry if it's not even with the other one, because obviously you need to blend and put eyeshadows down, but that's how I get the outline of the lid. Using my ABH Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to be taking the shade Red Ochre and RealGar, and I'm just going to be defining that line a little bit more. Now to further blend out this line, I'll be using my MakeupGeek x Manny palette and using the shade Aphrodite to diffuse the RealGar and Red Ochre shade. Now you're going to want to use any eyeliner of your choice and create a very thick wing. The wing does not have to be perfect because later on I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow to deepen it up and smoke it out a bit. So I'm just doing using some janky eyeliner that I actually really don't like to make my wing, and then I'll show you guys what I'll do with the shadow coming up next. Now I'm just taking a flat liner brush and concealer and cleaning up my wing to give that sharp effect. Using my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette and using the shade Blackout, I'm just going to be taking a flat brush and packing on the Blackout shade to the wing just to deepen up the wing, to mattify it, and to pretty much make everything look smoother. Now I'm going back in and just blending everything down and bringing it like more towards the wing, and then I'm pretty sure I switched brushes and I used the ABH brush that came in the Modern Renaissance palette. Now to create a smoky and gradient effect, I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Shadow Blackout and I'm placing it towards the outer V where the wing is, and I'm just going to be placing a decent amount of that shadow towards the outer portion. Now to really get in there and diffuse the black shade and smoke it out, I'm just going to be using the ABH brush and just blending everything out till it looks seamless. Using my finger and the shade Cosmopolitan from the MannyMUA palette, I'm just going to be placing that eyeshadow everywhere where there's no eyeshadow. It's okay if it gets on the wing because I'm going to go in and clean that up. Now I'm just going to go back in and blend everything so it can have a nice seamless effect and no harsh lines. Going back in with the Blackout shade, I'm just going to be pressing it on top of the wing, covering the glitter that fell onto the wing liner. The lower lash line, all I'm doing is smoking out the shade Aphrodite and RealGar on the lower lash line. Okay, so I did not include the way I did my eyebrows because honestly, you guys, it was really hard to do because my eyebrows are so bushy, so they went far up, so it was kind of difficult, so I couldn't record it. But I have a video linked of how I learned how to pretty much try out this drag makeup, and I'll have it linked in the description bar down below for you guys, so you guys can definitely learn how to do the eyebrows because I found it to be quite a challenge just because I have eyebrows, so I know how to follow my natural line and it's harder for me to draw them on. But I don't think they look that bad, but just so you guys know, this is my first time doing drag makeup, so don't be too mean when it comes to the comments because obviously this is my first time. I've never done anything like it, but it's a lot of fun and hard, so I give those drag queens like hella props. Now I'm just going to go in and highlight the brow bone with the shade Tempera from the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and then I'm just going to be blending it out, that way it could go into all the other eyeshadows. Taking Prosecco Pop by Becca and Jaclyn Hill, I'm just going to go in and highlight the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. Taking Pompel Mousse from Becca and Jaclyn, I'm just going to be applying that on the apples of my cheek and swiping it up in an angle above where I contoured. Then I'm going to take the Prosecco Pop highlighter and highlight the tops of my cheekbones and above the eyebrow. don't even know if a drag queen highlights, but hey. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go off camera really quickly to apply some lashes, and the lashes that I'm gonna be applying are the Andrea lash. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll have it in the description bar down below. I'm sorry, I don't have super dramatic eyelashes, so my eyelashes may not look exactly like a drag queen, but definitely substitute and go out and buy a dramatic lash to get the full effect. And then my camera is also dying. I don't know if I just mentioned that because like I can't remember, but I'm gonna put it on the charger and then I'll come back and show you the lips, and that will be the final result of today's Halloween tutorial. Taking my Kylie lip liner in True Brown Gay, I'm just gonna be overlining my lips, but not too dramatic. Once I have them to the shape I like, I'm going to go in with my finger and blend out the harsh line. That way it can have a soft brown effect. Then I'm going in with a Maybelline lipstick. I think it's called Spice of Touch or something like that, but it'll be in the description bar down below. This brings you to the end of today's video. I hope you guys liked my drag queen inspired makeup for Halloween. Be sure to comment down below any requests that you guys may have for me, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Mamacita, my sweet señorita, so hot that you're giving me the fever. So sexy, muy bonita, you make an unbeliever. Trust me, girl, you and me, and it's what it's gotta be. I give you everything you need, make you weak in your knees. You the baddest one I ever seen. Tell me how you fit that in them jeans. Oh yeah, man, I see, baby, I can finally see. Girl, you're so perfect to me. You remember